Roughly 2 hours south of San Francisco lies a region of California we thought only existed in storybooks. Monterey County, a place of contrast where untamed beauty of rugged cliffs carved by the relentless Pacific Ocean give way to picturesque towns set to the backdrop of the Gavilan Mountains. Most visit to experience Big Sur's legendary coastal drive, golf on world-famous greens like Pebble Beach, or explore the renowned Monterey Bay Aquarium. And for good reason, but there's so much more to discover here. We just spent 5 days exploring Monterey County, and its beauty and diversity blew us away. From authentic Mexican cuisine rarely found north of the border to world-class wine and epic landscapes in one of the country's least visited national parks, we're sharing the best of Monterey, from its must-visit sites to hidden gems most tourists overlook. We're Liz and Dennis, and you're watching Eat See TV. Now buckle up and join us on the perfect Monterey road trip.
Cheers, my dears.
Most people kick off a Monterey trip by flying into San Francisco and making the 2-hour drive south. But we decided to fly straight into Monterey Regional Airport. It's tiny, stress-free, and surprisingly well-connected with flights from across the country. No endless terminals, no soul-crushing security lines, just a quick touchdown, rental car in hand.
Ooh, so spacious!
And 10 minutes later, we're in the heart of the city ready to explore. Our first stop, coffee to cure the fast-approaching jet lag, and a quick lunch from Alta Bakery.
Oh yeah, just what the doctor ordered.
Looks good.
This place is so cute. It's in a really historic part of Monterey. They have pizzas, sandwiches, croissants, pastries. Their coffees are perfect. Yes, baby. Just what I need after a long flight.
If you're spending 5 days exploring Monterey County, you need a home base. Somewhere central, comfortable, not to mention beautiful. The Portola Hotel and Spa in Monterey delivers all three. It's an upscale, pet-friendly spot that puts you within walking distance of the Fisherman's Wharf and downtown. It's also minutes from the iconic Cannery Row.
This hotel room's got rad views in all directions. You got the wharf on one side, you got the beach on the other.
Monterey County is over 3,771 square miles with 99 miles of coastline. This place is huge. We're gonna be seeing a lot of this on our trip. So we have Carmel-by-the-Sea, unforgettably charming. Monterey, calling it Bounty of the Bay. We have Big Sur, I'm so excited for that. Salinas, the salad bowl of the world. Carmel Valley for wine tasting. We're gonna do our best to try and show you the top sites to visit in Monterey County, but there is a lot more to this area than we could possibly show you in a 5-day trip. So if you're planning your own vacation here, I highly recommend checking out See Monterey's website. They have loads of different itineraries and suggested spots to visit that we just aren't gonna be able to squeeze in here. You can scan that QR code to check it out, or we'll have a link down below as well.
Old Fisherman's Grotto, seafood, steaks, and pasta.
That's where we're going for dinner.
Oh, we can see a restaurant.
Before dinner, we explored Monterey State Historic Park, a great place to learn about California's first capital. Long before the Spanish arrived, the Rumsen native peoples thrived here, fishing the bay and living off the land for thousands of years. Spanish explorers landed in 1602, but colonization didn't begin until 1769. By 1777, Monterey became the capital of Alta California, first under Spanish rule, then Mexico after its independence, and finally the United States when California became a state in 1850. As a strategic port, Monterey Bay was the central hub of trade and politics. You can still see traces of that history in the adobe walls of historic buildings like the Custom House, which handled tax collection on imports and exports under both Mexican and American rule. Make sure you stop by the Pacific House Museum for a free walking tour of the historic Monterey. The route takes you through downtown, past centuries-old adobe buildings, and back to the Fisherman's Wharf, another glimpse into Monterey's rich past. Built in 1870 as a fishing pier, the wharf was once the center of the sardine trade. Today, it attracts tourists instead, but remains an iconic Monterey landmark.
Bird watching?
There's a lot of birds out here, a lot of sea lions and seals too. You can hear them like barking. Arr, arr, arr.
My lord.
This is a cool place. I mean, it's very, very touristy, yes. There's like a tourist shop on every corner, loads of restaurants to visit, but it's also really historic. They're celebrating their 180th year, which is crazy to think that this has been here for that long. You can go whale watching here, which is really nice, and I like it just to see the sea lions and seals.
Oh, that was cool. This is wild. I've never seen them act like this.
Obviously, it's transitioned from its fisherman days into more of a destination for visitors, but it's definitely worth coming to.
Look at this view. Are you kidding me right now? This is the Fisherman's Grotto. It's been here forever. It is so lovely in here. It feels like an upscale steakhouse, very old school wood, everything. I just love it. And the view we have is incredible. You're literally over the water. So this obviously specializes in seafood. They do use a sustainable approach in all of their seafood. Monterey has a guide that helps you understand the sustainable seafood process. I absolutely love that that's something that they're really focused on. Everything sounds good. I went for the seafood risotto, which was loaded with lobster, shrimp, and scallops. It was as decadent as it looked. Dennis had the macadamia-crusted sole, a local catch topped with a bright lemon cream sauce. It was light, crisp, and very tasty. This morning we're headed to Pacific Grove, a charming seaside town just 10 minutes from Monterey, known for its well-preserved historic downtown. It's filled with colorful Victorian homes that look like they belong on a vintage postcard. We kicked off the day at Bookworks Coffee House, a cozy neighborhood gem with coffee, tasty pastries, and a charming bookstore tucked in back. As an avid reader and coffee lover, I absolutely loved this spot and enjoyed browsing the shelves and getting a chance to support a true independent bookstore. But we were craving something heartier, so after a bit of shopping, we followed the locals to a nearby favorite, Winston's, a beloved breakfast spot just down the street.
This looks amazing. We got biscuits and gravy and lemon ricotta buttermilk pancakes. They're so fluffy and delicate. And the lemon and blueberry is just a perfect touch. Fantastic. Good?
Really good. Wow.
Ooh, look at that fluffy biscuit. I was nervous getting a biscuit. We're not in the South, but they're good.
Fueled by carbs and wanderlust, we strolled on to Pacific Grove's cherished monarch sanctuary. Known as Butterfly Town, USA, Pacific Grove welcomes thousands of western monarchs each year from November to February, transforming the trees into a breathtaking mosaic of black and orange. These delicate travelers, born west of the Rocky Mountains, can't survive freezing temperatures. So each October, they embark on an unbelievable journey, often flying more than 2,000 miles to find refuge along California's coast. Monarch Grove is one of 400 remaining overwintering sites where they cluster together, waiting for warmer days on fragrant Australian eucalyptus trees. If you visit in winter, consider it an honor to walk among them, as their numbers are rapidly dwindling. Speak softly, stay on trail, and tread mindfully. Monarchs often rest on the ground during mating season and are easily trampled by distracted visitors.
I love that they have the sanctuary here. This is so cool. I had no idea that there's western monarch butterflies that are totally different from the ones that we saw when we went to the monarch migration in Mexico. So glad the sun is out. I mean, it keeps raining on and off, but I have a feeling we're gonna get lucky with the weather for the rest of the day. And there's so much more to see in Pacific Grove.
A short drive from the sanctuary brings you to Asilomar State Beach, a local surf lineup and one of Monterey's many unspoiled coastlines. Rugged rocks frame the shore as waves roll and crash in steady rhythms. The views here seem to go on forever. Follow Sunset Drive to Ocean View Boulevard and you'll find winding footpaths tracing the shore, an open invitation to slow down and explore. Benches hide among the succulents, offering a quiet moment to breathe it all in. If you're lucky, a seal or sea otter might surface, scanning the water for its next meal. It's the kind of place that gets under your skin, the kind that keeps locals here for good.
The scenic drive ends in Monterey's famed Cannery Row, a stretch of waterfront now lined with t-shirt shops, restaurants, boutique bars, and art galleries. But just beneath the polished surface of souvenir stores and seafood joints lies a vivid history of the rise and fall of an industry powered by hard labor and perseverance that once fed the world. Salinas native and famed author John Steinbeck immortalized this place in his novel Cannery Row, capturing the grit, strife, and spirit of those who worked and lived here. During World War II, Monterey was the sardine capital of the world, its canneries running around the clock to meet the insatiable demand. Sicilian, Chinese, and Portuguese immigrants built their lives on these waters, working long hours to haul in the silver tide of sardines. But the ocean does have its limits. Decades of intense fishing depleted the sardine population, and the conclusion of World War II marked the end of the era for the mighty canning industry. Today, walking these streets gives you a glimpse into the not-so-distant past, and is a perfect opportunity to visit one of Monterey's top attractions, the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Housed in a former cannery on the historic Row, this world-renowned aquarium brings the ocean to life with 200 exhibits and over 80,000 animal and plant species. From the hypnotic sway of the giant kelp forest to the eerie glow of the deep sea creatures, every display spotlights the beauty and mystery of the life beneath the ocean.
She said it was a living dinosaur.
What'd it feel like?
I don't know, it felt pretty much like a lobster, but
Yeah?
It looked like a giant roly-poly.
But it's more than just a spectacle. It's leading the charge in ocean conservation, reminding visitors that the sea isn't just something to admire, it's something worth protecting.
They're so graceful when they move. This is such a great aquarium.
Oh, wow.
Oh, are you gonna let me touch you? Oh, I got to touch it. I got to touch it.
If you're looking for a post-aquarium fill-up, you can head to Tipsy Putt, a laid-back bar with mini golf and lawn games. Or grab a pint at the Salty Seal Pub, a comfy no-frills sport bar with a prime location on Cannery Row. We, however, headed over to Seaside neighborhood for a beer and a bite at one of the local breweries.
It's our burger. Yes.
Go get it.
I'm so hungry. Although walking around the aquarium worked up an appetite.
And a thirst.
So we came to Other Brother Brewing in Seaside. It's a little bit on the outskirts, about 10 minutes outside of the city. It has a very local vibe. Just what the doctor ordered.
Is that?
There's something about like a greasy burger that is just so satisfying. People make fun of burgers and hot dogs being like America's iconic food, but burgers are freaking good, and I'm not ashamed of that.
You shouldn't be.
Oh, it's so good.
Not far from Seaside, tucked behind sand dunes, lies Sandcity, an industrial warehouse district turned street art gallery. Here in the West End, dozens of vibrant murals stretch across buildings, painted by local and visiting artists. It's the perfect stop for a quick self-guided art walk before heading to one of Monterey County's most unforgettable sunset spots, Fort Ord Dunes State Park. Spanning 1,000 acres of protected public land and 4 miles of incredible beach, it's the kind of place that makes time slow down. Sweeping dunes, crashing surf, and the glowing golden horizon as the sun slips into the Pacific. But this seemingly unspoiled landscape is also very fragile. The dunes are home to the western snowy plover, a tiny shorebird that nests directly in the sand. So please stay on trail. Hopping the fence for pictures will destroy their nests. The future of the plover and the dunes they rely on depend on the choices we all make.
Our final stop for the evening took us back to Seaside with reservations at a Michelin Bib Gourmand awarded restaurant, Malin, meaning clever or cunning in French. Chef Klaus Joris skillfully draws on centuries-old techniques, letting fire, smoke, and the purity of raw ingredients guide a seasonal menu. The refined yet relaxed open-concept kitchen invites every guest to have a seat at the chef's table. Dish sizes are shareable, so we got several. A wood-fired beet salad with buttermilk dressing.
Wow, that might be my favorite. It has super intense smoke aroma, but it's really fresh. This is an awesome dish.
Sashimi crudo with capers and herb dressing.
The fish isn't fishy at all. You get lots of olive oil. It's very herbaceous because of the toppings he puts on top. It's fantastic.
And the softest, fluffiest milk bread rolls.
I've been attempting to make milk bread at home. Ooh, this is so soft. But I have a feeling this is gonna be way better than what I'm making. It almost vanishes and melts in your mouth as soon as you bite it.
The finale was local Wagyu beef, raised right here in California and available only at Malin and 4 other restaurants lucky enough to source from this purveyor.
It's so tender.
Stupid good.
Stupid good.
This morning we're headed to Carmel-by-the-Sea. Locally known as the gateway to Big Sur, this picturesque town is one of Monterey County's most popular destinations, with fine art galleries, cozy cafes, upscale restaurants, boutique shops, and private homes, all of which appear to have been plucked from the pages of a fairy tale. We kick things off at Pangea Grill, a local favorite voted the best restaurant in Carmel for 3 consecutive years. I went for the salmon eggs benedict.
They have a pepper plant, original California hot sauce. You don't see that too often. There's a nice spice to it. I love the hot sauce.
While Dennis dove into the huevos rancheros and one of their deliciously audacious Bloody Marys.
Here it is.
What did you get?
The German Bloody Mary. It's a gin Bloody Mary with German sausage, bacon, fried shrimp, olives, celery. It's 9 a.m. and I'm living my best life, and I'm not ashamed. Incorporated in 1916, Carmel quickly became a haven for artists, writers, and creatives drawn to its beauty and quiet charm. Much of the town's whimsical character can be traced back to Hugh Comstock, who built a series of fairy tale cottages in the 1920s that still inspire visitors today. We highly recommend taking a self-guided walking tour to explore the quirky cottages, secret alleyways, and hidden courtyards woven throughout the town center.
Look at this. Are you kidding me? It kind of feels like I'm a little bit in Disneyland. It's so picturesque here. It is literally beautiful, charming, but I love the hidden passageways. We went down Darling Lane, which is the oldest alleyway in Carmel, and it brought us out to this gorgeous garden patio. And this was the same alleyway that Thomas Kinkade walked down in the 90s with his wife. They found a little garden shed back here, and they ended up leasing it to become his first studio. So you'll see lots of Thomas Kinkade stuff around Carmel. It's really cool that this was actually his first studio. I love that. I had no idea.
Carmel remains a magnet for creativity, with over 100 art galleries showcasing work by many recognizable names in today's global art scene.
With hunger pulling us back to reality, we found ourselves at Bruno's Deli.
There are loads of these cute little delis throughout town. There's a ton in Monterey as well. They're perfect for grab-and-go sandwiches, so if you want to go have a picnic or if you're going on a hike to enjoy one of the scenic viewpoints, this is the spot to stock up on lunch. So we came to Bruno's Deli. They have all different types of like pasta salads, soups. We ended up getting a sandwich though. They have tri-tip, which is very California West Coast thing. We don't even have that cut out on the East Coast. So anytime we see tri-tip, we always order it. You had to fill out this little card. You can put whatever type of toppings you wanted on it.
The original plan was to hike Point Lobos State Natural Reserve, known for its dramatic coastline with stunning vistas and tide pools. But the weather had other plans. Instead, we pivoted to another activity Carmel does just as impressively: wine tasting. With more than 200 wineries across Monterey County, Carmel-by-the-Sea has become a tasting room hotspot. There's 16 of them, all within strolling distance. We landed at Chalone Vineyard, the county's oldest operating winery.
So they have Pinot Blanc, Chardonnay Mosquet, Pinot Noir Reserve, or GSM, which is an estated bottle. They have cheeses from a local cheese shop next door, which is cool, as well as chocolate.
Monterey County is a really unique place to grow grapes and make wine. It's a cool climate, so it's very different. A lot of people are familiar with Napa and Sonoma. These are hot climates. It's where Cabernet, Merlot, things like that are grown up there. Monterey is the home of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. In fact, most of all the best wineries in the entire state get their grapes from Monterey County. Monterey Bay is this enormous bay with a huge blue Grand Canyon, we call it. It's a big canyon, and the ocean floor is bigger than the Grand Canyon. And so it's a repository of cold water that dominates the weather, sending this cold marine air up into the valleys of the Central Coast. I make wine for Chalone. We have a very unique spot in Monterey County above the fog layers. We're up at elevation, and we have unique soils, limestone and decomposed granite. We also have the oldest vines in Monterey County. These are vines dating back to 1919. So as World War I was wrapping up, Chalone's vines were being planted. In general, Monterey County wines are known for their fruitiness, richness, complexity, bright acidity, and overwhelming deliciousness.
The rain has stopped for 5 seconds, so we're gonna go down to the beach and try and take it in. Wow. There's so many dogs out there just enjoying life. We're getting a little sun.
Got a little sliver of sun.
I've heard the songs of summer singing, like a humming in June.
The perfect ending to a day in Carmel-by-the-Sea would be dinner at Vesuvio, an Italian-American spot from the Pepe family, who trace their roots back to Naples. Known for their pasta and pizzas, everything we ordered hit the spot. Comforting, flavorful, the kind of meal that makes you wish you had room for more.
Today we hit the road early, making the 30-minute drive inland to Salinas. Despite being the largest city in the county, it's a stop most visitors skip, never knowing the gem they've missed. Known as the salad bowl of the world, the Salinas Valley is a quiet giant of global agriculture. This valley grows the majority of the nation's salad greens and a staggering 75% of the world's artichokes, along with other staple crops like strawberries, tomatoes, cauliflower, and celery. Generations of Mexican-American families have helped build the agricultural heart of this region, and their presence is felt throughout Salinas and the surrounding valley.
Our first step is getting some much needed coffee. We came to Carnival on Central Avenue. This street is so cute, super historic, beautiful buildings that date back to the late 1800s, early 1900s. They have these really cool old school movie theaters. Carnival itself is super fun and funky. They're known for having lattes with Mexican flavors. Dennis got the horchata latte, which they actually use horchata milk in it with condensed milk and espresso.
I love horchata anyway, but horchata and coffee, all right.
Is it so good?
It's a little sweeter than I usually like, but it's horchata, so I can't really complain. This is freaking tasty. I'm gonna slug this and then be like all cracked out, like, yeah.
I ended up getting the Dino Latte, which is a pistachio-based latte. But they have so many fun things that you could try on the menu here. This is awesome.
We happened to visit on a Saturday, just in time for the Salinas Farmers Market, a weekly celebration where the region's roots are on full display. Everything from fresh organic produce, artisanal goods, and loads of delicious food. But the real star was the Mexican cuisine. Tamales, tacos, aguas frescas, birria, and burritos. We were in heaven.
We're starting with tacos de canasta, which is a special taco that's served typically for breakfast across Mexico. They're normally sold in a canasta, which is a basket. The one we got was papa, and we also got adobo. So simple, but so good.
Exactly what it is. Cheap, filling breakfast food.
I'm loving this farmer's market. We go to farmer's markets every chance we get wherever we're traveling. This was a great one. They had everything you could want. Lots of delicious food. The size of my face. It's a huge burrito. Spicy salsa, and then we have a salsa verde. This is a spicy, so I'm just doing a little. All of the places are looking at me like I'm like a total gringa. They'll tell me all of the things that they have, and they'll be like, and this one's spicy. I'd like that one. Like, okay.
Give it to me.
That's not too spicy. We got so much food here, it's ridiculous.
Very good.
Feeling full and happy, we headed south for a hike in Pinnacles National Park, about an hour's drive south of Salinas. This is bananas. It's a single lane road to get out to Pinnacles, and it is windy and steep and crazy. After the hair-raising drive down the twisting country road, we finally arrived at Pinnacles National Park, one of Monterey's best-kept secrets and one of the least visited national parks in the country. With jagged volcanic peaks, talus caves, climbing routes, and miles of trails, it's a place that invites you to unplug and reconnect with the wild. Before hitting the trail, we made a quick stop at the visitor center to grab a national park stamp for our book, filled our water bottles, and hit the bathrooms, because once you're past the visitor center, it's just you and the elements.
So there's two entrances to Pinnacles National Park. You have the east side, which is a more frequented area. I think that's because they have camping over there. We came to the west side, which is less trails and no camping, but it's the closest to Monterey. And we're gonna be doing the Balconies Cliffs Trail, which if you did the entire loop, which takes you through the Balconies Cave, it's about 2.5 miles round trip. But because they've been getting so much rain here over the past few days, the Balconies Cave Trail has water above your boots. So we don't wanna be getting our feet wet, so we're gonna skip that. Also have one called Bear Gulch on the east side. You do need to have a headlamp or a flashlight because it gets dark, dark, dark in there. There's no way to drive between the two sides of the park. If you wanna get to the east or west side, you're gonna have to exit the park and drive all the way around. So make sure you choose your entrances wisely. All right, let's hike. Let's do this.
This striking landscape was formed by ancient volcanic eruptions along the San Andreas Fault. Over time, erosion carved dramatic spires and canyons that tower above the chaparral, oak woodlawns, and grassy meadows below.
Dude, it's so beautiful.
It's home to prairie falcons, bobcats, bats, and more than 400 species of bees, making it one of the most bee-rich places on Earth.
Not even 2 minutes into the trail and we're already seeing so much rad nature. Beehive, what? Like active beehive?
The colors are crazy. There's gray, red, yellow, black. It's like a painting. That's cool.
Dude, it feels nice and cool down here.
I bet.
We didn't catch a glimpse of a California condor this visit, but Pinnacles is one of the few places in the US where you might get the chance. With a wingspan of nearly 10 feet, the highly endangered condor is one of North America's most impressive birds.
Wow.
This is wild.
Incredible.
I was complaining that it was almost not worth the amount of time that we had to spend here, which is literally only 2 hours. That's not enough, but I'm glad we got to see it. Next time we come through, we're gonna have to camp.
Yes.
For sure.
Like any trip into the wild, make sure to come prepared. Pinnacles has 0 cell service, so download offline maps before you arrive. Summer months can be extremely hot, so bring plenty of water, wear sun protection, and proper footwear. And please, above all else, leave no trace. Take your trash with you when you leave.
Out of everything we've seen, I think this might be my favorite.
I'd agree.
As much as we loved Pinnacles, it was time for our next activity, wine tasting.
You're just slugging it, bro.
It's just yummy. If you're coming to the Pinnacles area, I highly recommend stopping at a few wineries. There are loads of vineyards that you can visit in Monterey wine country. If you plan it well, you could go grab tacos in Soledad. There's so many good local spots that have like really authentic, awesome tacos. You could bring them to a winery that allows outdoor food and have like a little lunch and pairing combination. But we're at Crew Winery. This is a beautiful spot. You can actually see the peaks of Pinnacles off in the distance. It's kind of a hazy day today, which is quite rare for this region, so it's a little bit hard to see on the camera, but I love visiting wineries. It just like adds to the experience of the tasting so much, and it's such a glorious day. We're visiting in mid-March, which is the off-season. It's a little bit before their perfect spring weather, and it's still a little bit chilly from the winter months, so it's definitely like less tourists, but also a little bit less ideal weather. I've heard September and October are the prime time to visit Monterey County if you're coming here in the future. Summer is very overcast, much colder than I think a lot of people expect, and it's also peak tourism season. So explore some of the outside times whenever you're coming.
Some of the shoulder seasons.
Some of those shoulder seasons.
Crew's wines are grown in several places across California, including the Santa Lucia Highlands, an ideal region for the Burgundian and Rhone varietals this area is known for, like Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Syrah.
How's it feel to be wine tasting?
Very good. Very good.
Just as the sun was setting, we made our way back to Salinas to wrap up one of our favorite days in Monterey County. The first stop was a nightcap at Alvarado Street Brewery Tap Room, tucked inside a 1930s Art Deco style bank building. They have craft cocktails, award-winning beers, and a solid food menu. But we had something else in mind for dinner, a memorable meal at Villa Azteca, where traditional Mexican flavors get elevated with a modern twist, using fresh, local ingredients. We started with queso fundido, loaded with chorizo, nopales, and steak.
You've never experienced queso fundido? I'm so sorry for your life.
Then we moved on to smothered enchiladas and a red pumpkin mole.
It has a subtle sweetness to it. It's yummy.
It's delicious.
And we got mole aguachile, which is raw shrimp cured in citrus ceviche style, served with cucumber, red onion, avocado, and cilantro. Instead of using tortilla chips, it comes with chicharron, a deep-fried pork skin that adds the perfect savory crunch.
Classic aguachile dude.
It is spicy.
Very dark mole-esque flavors. They're still bright and fresh, like an aguachile should be.
It was absolutely a perfect way to start the morning. We came to Lover's Point, which is one of the few places on the West Coast that is east facing, so you can see the sun rise over the ocean. There's this guy surfing, seals are just kind of splashing by. There was an otter in its back eating. So peaceful. There was only one other person out here. Now it's like bustling. We got people working out, we got people cold plunging. The city is starting to come alive, but it's definitely a beautiful way to start the day. We're gonna continue on doing a lot of scenic driving today, and I'm so excited. We're gonna be doing all of the big spots. It's gonna be a packed day.
We've officially started the famous 17-mile drive that takes you from Pacific Grove to Carmel. It's a paid scenic drive. It was $12 and it gets you in all day. There's restaurants that you can stop at. There's loads of famous golf courses as well, and lots of beautiful scenic overlooks. If you are into golf, what a treat. That's all I have to say. What a treat. It's also home to a bunch of private residences that are just mega mansions. I can't even imagine how much it would cost to live out here. Oh my gosh, it's already so beautiful. Look at that. Wow. So many surfers.
Getting up.
Pebble Beach began in 1881 with the luxurious Hotel de Monte. In the 1890s, the Pacific Improvement Company created the 17-mile drive as a scenic carriage route. In 1919, it became the gated community we see today, an enclave for artists, writers, and celebrities, with homeowners like Clint Eastwood, Salvador Dali, and Brad Pitt. Lone Cypress is probably the drive's most iconic stop. It's perched on a rocky outcrop, a reminder that the beauty here is shaped by wind, waves, and time. We've officially started Big Sur. Carmel-by-the-Sea is kind of like the starting point. We attempted to do Point Lobos, but it is 12 p.m. on a Sunday on a beautiful day, and it was beyond packed. There was cars lining the road for probably about a half a mile. Overcrowding and unsafe parking has become quite a problem across Big Sur. So if you ever run into that yourself, just keep going and come back at a later time. But I'm so excited for all the Big Sur vibes and views. This is just one of the most iconic drives ever, and already we're like 3 minutes into it and we have seen some epic vistas. Our first stop was one of Garrapatta State Park's discreetly marked pull-offs. Known for its dramatic coastal views and rugged trails, this hidden gem along Big Sur is a favorite with hikers. But we weren't here to break a sweat. We came for something simpler. A scenic spot to devour a box of Dutch door donuts from Carmel-by-the-Sea, with the Pacific as our backdrop.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Toasted pecan. We got an Irish chocolate one with sea salt. This one was like a powdered chocolate with, I think, coconut. And that one's pomelo, which is like a grapefruit. Slow fermented, hand formed.
Sourdough donuts is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Darn.
love it. Fried to order.
That's good, man.
Oh, this is like pecan pie and a donut. Oh no.
You're wasting it, man. I honestly didn't think I was gonna like this one, but this is just as delicious as
It
the last
is.
one.
I like how savory it is. Ooh, I can hear his little flappers.
Oh yeah, is he slapping at a fish? Like, what's he doing?
I don't know.
Big Sur covers 90 dramatic miles of Highway 1, from Carmel-by-the-Sea to San Simon, where cliffs, forests, and ocean collide. Once known as El Sur Grande, the Big South, it was a place that eluded maps and roads for centuries. Now, it's a pilgrimage for travelers chasing the best views along the one. You could spend a week driving Big Sur and still find new corners to explore. A day trip will only scratch the surface. While iconic landmarks like McQuay Falls and Bixby Bridge tend to draw the biggest crowds, we recommend enjoying your time at some of the quieter gems like Pfeiffer Beach, with its violet sand and sculpted sea arch, or Calla Lily Valley, where blooms cascade through a hidden ravine from January to April, offering you a more intimate look at Big Sur's beauty.
This is amazing. There's a river running straight into the ocean.
This is your friendly reminder to stay on trail. It's not just about safety, though one wrong step and you're over a cliff. It's about protecting the native plants fighting hard to survive on this savage stretch of coast. Don't count on your phone to bail you out either. Download your maps ahead of time and leave the drone behind. This entire stretch is a designated no-fly zone.
If you need a caffeine hit, stop at the Village, a charming cafe, boutique hotel, and restaurant for a latte or Americano.
If you get hungry like us about halfway through your drive, you're gonna come across this place called Big Sur River Inn. They have a full-blown restaurant that's right over the river, or they have a little general store where you can grab burritos and other like to-go snacks. We're just doing a burrito because there's gonna be a spot not too much further up the road that we're gonna grab dinner at later. A lot of these places open up on the weekend, so it's really important to check the times that you're visiting.
Before dinner, we made one last stop, Pfeiffer Big Sur State Park. Tucked into 1,000 acres of river-cut canyon, this forest is home to some of the southernmost old-growth redwoods in California, giants that have stood here for more than 1,000 years.
Wow. It is always so humbling to be next to trees this big, to think about how much they've seen, how old they are.
We came here specifically to hike Pfeiffer Falls Trail, famous for its 60-foot waterfall. But with trail renovations still underway, we had to take a connecting detour via the Valley View Trail. It's a 2.5-mile round trip with a moderate climb and some great payoffs, with sweeping valley views and a walk through some seriously tall redwoods. It's the kind of magical place that makes you slow down and feel grateful, truly grateful, for the quiet, abundant beauty of the natural world.
That's beautiful. This is a beautiful restaurant. The views here are unreal. You're looking straight out at the coastline, almost over the cliffs. It's a perfect spot for sunset. And it is a popular restaurant, but I kind of also feel like it's a hidden gem. Unless you know it's here, you could easily pass it. We did make a reservation right before sunset, and I'm glad we did because they're kind of running behind on tables and there's nothing available. So I do recommend reserving in advance, particularly if you're coming during peak season or on a weekend. We didn't get to like half the things we wanted to on our Big Sur day. I definitely recommend giving yourself a full day for exploring, possibly 2 or 3 if you can break it up, staying at one of the cute little lodges all along this drive, because it seems like it's not very many miles, but because you want to stop at all the overlooks, go for hikes, explore more intimately, it just takes way longer than you'd expect. But I'm looking forward to finishing it off with a fantastic meal and view. This is going to be lovely.
Nepenthe has been welcoming guests since 1949, offering well-crafted meals in a comfy cabin setting overlooking the Santa Lucia Mountains. Yes, the menu reflects Big Sur prices, and you're definitely paying for that $1 million view, but in our experience, it's worth it. The food was excellent, and the ambrosia burger absolutely lived up to the hype. And just like that, our 5 days in Monterey has come to an end. We still can't believe how incredible this trip was. It surprised us in so many ways, from its scenic views, delicious food, fantastic wine, and kind people. We had a blast exploring Monterey County and hope this guide will help you do the same.
We have a telescope to spy on all the
Stethoscope? Telescope?
Telescope, this is what jet lag does to me. It's bubbly in your nose. Hang on, no. It's like
You've never had champagne before.
we're struggling. Okay. This is a Verniner. Let me read it again, it's French.
You read that.
Viener.
Wiener.
I'm not saying it
Not
right.
Wiener. I doubt it's Wiener. I think it's Wiener. I think that sounded legit. Sip it again. Slug it again.
It's gone.
Here, have some more. Here, have some of mine.